Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. So we are at that stage now where we've taken quite a lot of the black sort of flecks away that can see through the picture and through the tree. And we're still at this position where we are just going to move everything from this layer, eventually delete this layer, and just have a row of trees. And that's what we're going to do today. So we have that row of trees, and in previous years in IT lessons, you will have used media like this, which is a picture, a digital picture, especially in year 2, 3, and 4, where you get more harder, trickier images to work with, and in year 4, you start to learn these layers. In year 2, we have a flat layer like this. If we just work in one layer. But in year 2, we end up making scenes like this, where we have a row of trees. But in year 5, what we have to do is we have to learn how to control this, resize it, and make it as our base layer before we go any further. So we're moving on from a year 2 level of understanding. So we've used these kind of tools before in year 2, where you select things and you can select around them. Now, when I do this, okay, I can just select things, but I need to be careful as to how to select things, because you can see that half the tree at the top is missing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use this, cut it out, and then put it into my next layer. So I need to go and use my keyboard shortcuts now. So instead of Control and D to deselect, I need to use my left hand and I need to use Control and X, and X will cut this object out. So I'm going to go and Control X like that, and it disappears. Next, I'm going to move from this layer here, which is blue, into this trees layer, which will then turn blue when I click it. The blue tells me that's the layer that I am working in, and we're going to understand a bit more about this, it's called non-destructive editing. But we're going to move from one layer to the next like this. So I'm going to go into my trees layer, and then I'm going to go and use my keyboard shortcut and Control and V in there like that. And now, if you look at the thumbnail, you can see that the tree has jumped from here to here. What I can do with this layer now is I can click it, make it blue, and I can go and delete this layer by hitting the box with the red X on, like that. Hey presto. Last time we talked about the little buttons around your selection. So if they disappear, don't worry, because if they disappear like that, you can always use the select tool, which is this one here, which is what we're in right now. So we're going to use the select tool. And when I move this around, I can start to move this around, and I can pick this up and I can resize it. Now last time we talked about using the shift key to keep what's called the aspect ratio. So when I move this tree and resize it, it's not going fat and skinny and tall and what have you. It's keeping a nice relationship between the width and the height. So what's going to happen next is we're going to understand how to create a whole line in the next video. Okay, so get yourself to a point where your tree is at a nice size, and we're going to put it on the horizon here. So we're just going to make a horizon line of trees. Okay, so get yourself up to that point and we'll show you what happens next. As always, you 5, good luck.